Howdy, 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 my name's Anachi Sasuke. Welcome back to Let's Read Problem Sleuth. In the last episode, everybody started turning into female alter egos? I was going to say women, and then I corrected myself. I don't know why I corrected myself. Because I was either turning into imaginary women, but I'm not sure if they're imaginary or real or not. I don't really know what's going on with that. But anyway, Ace Stick's imagination is too crude to have a female alter ego. Now it's time for small Ace Stick to look for an exit from Giant Dame's apartment. You scurry into a mouse hole in the south wall. It looks like there's a fancy Santa over there. You don't have time to admire his beauty, though. It looks like that game code did nothing. What a waste of time. So we can either push buttons on the machine randomly, or grab the parachute and jump through the upside-down window. Well, let's try that first. Okay, then. Let's do that. There he goes! Now it's time for Pickles better to go through the weasel bust, and then flip the bird to the elf bus on the way. The occult bus weeps tears of blood. Yeah. It appears to be some sort of lounge room, although it looks like the couch is missing. There are 3 face-shaped indentations on the wall at different heights. Probably make a pit stop at the sleazy brothel in the sky. The what? Oh. Wait, so doesn't that mean the sleazy brothel in the sky is upside down? You missed landing on the brothel by a bit. You waved to the whores as you passed by them. Well, at least they waved back. That was nice of them. Pickle Inspector functions ogle paper table. The table contains smutty material which makes you highly uncomfortable. Hunk rump and black inches. Use your tallness powers to press your face into the highest indentation. The couch archetypifier is triggered by the interface afforded through your mighty tallness attribute. It settles upon a couch suitable to your profile. It's quite an elegant piece of furniture. It looks like your imagination could run wild with it. The small man reappears from the hole with some lipstick. Hysterical dame taped the lipstick. You cautiously appraise the cosmetic accessory. There is nothing unusual about it at all, and there is no reason whatsoever for your hysteria gauge to elevate. Wield the lipstick in a calm, casual manner. You start flipping the fuck out with the chainsaw. You saw the fancy Santa in half. There was a carousel key inside. Okay, so now I understand that Kanaya having a chainsaw lipstick was a Problem Sleuth reference. I've read Problem Sleuth before, but I've only read Problem Sleuth once, and it didn't have as much of an impact on me as Homestuck did. So I missed the fact that Kanaya's lipstick chainsaw was a obvious Problem Sleuth reference. But now I know. Ace-Stick examined the wig. It's a lustrous head of hair. You've always been pretty insecure about your baldness, and maybe it's finally time you did something to boost your self-esteem. Take the wig. You take the Prussian... helmet. Pickle Inspector, build a fort from the couch cushions. Now drink your candy corn liquor. The powerful liquor maxes out your imagination gauge. Your lithe frame can barely contain the raw power, causing you to feel mildly disconcerted. Enter the fort. You are possessed by violent imaginative noumena. You feel as if you can bend this entire continuum to your will. You can do anything. A loathsome beach approaches. Problem Sleuth land already. On what? What? It appears the realm below is locked in an escalating conflict. These warring parties clearly need a diplomatic savior. You land in an enchanted palace. You bow before his majesty. The tale of his kingdom's sorrows plucks at your heartstrings. He has a royal appointment for you which you cannot refuse. Hey, Stick, look out the window. You thought you saw something moving by your window. You take a look outside and notice an exceptional work of art. The mural seems to be a single tile in one of those really cool but somewhat dated photo mosaics. The mosaic appears to be printed on the opposing wall of a gigantic office. Whoever was occupying this office has likely been trapped in here for some time. This seems to be a safe assumption to you, but the office is empty. From the vantage of your dollhouse window, it looks like someone has just vanished through into a portal in the floor. I become overwhelmed by possibilities. Your imagination is like an untamed stallion bucking through the cavity in your imaginary skull. There are so many ways to deal with this beast, you can't possibly attempt them all. Or can you? Pickle Inspector Combat Operandi Level 8 Pickle Replicsimile, or however the hell you say that. Oh. Rip up buildings and throw at beast. Dang. Hysterical Dame while flipping out chainsaw the lockbox. You slice your cherished lockbox in half. Actually, it was a music box. The small, terrified man has taken the carousel key and fled. As the beast looks kind of uncomfortable, let the beast swallow you and fight him from the inside. The beast invokes Combat Operandi Level 18 Belly of the Whale. One of your duplicates is swallowed whole. Once inside, you quickly set about turning its various organs into delicious candy. The beast suffers moderate damage. Pickle Inspector, ascend to godhood! One of your duplicates decides to achieve deity status. He now resides as the serene, omnipotent master of all realities. Godhead Pickle Inspector will no longer respond to any user commands other than GPI fondly regard creation. Take the form of an even more loathsome beast. You transform into an absolutely grotesque monster. In this form, you quickly dispatch the lesser beast. But now Monster Pickle Inspector is out of control! It will only respond to user command MPI succumb to unfathomable bloodlust. Succumb to unfathomable bratwurst. I think perhaps you've misunderstood. Problem Sleuth, refuse His Majesty and flip him the bird. Never! You gladly accept your duty and are honored by His Lordship's trust. Accept new armor and weapon. You don the royal diplomat's tunic and head garland and accept perhaps the most potent weapon of the kingdom, the legendary Tectrix of the Arbiter. You think the getup is a little silly though, so you change back into your normal clothes. You take up the head of the negotiating table with high-ranking officials from the four kingdoms. A map of disputed territory is handy. You listen with sage composure as the representatives list their countrymen's grievances. The Hog Provost relates with measured dismay recent events which have thrown the entire kingdom out of balance. Recently, a mysterious visitor has been abetting clown kind, helping them to slap the plump, unsuspecting rumps of innocent hogs. This has triggered a most pronounced and unwelcome escalation. The situation is clearly a diplomatic minefield. One misstep could send the realm into oblivion. You will have to tread carefully and choose your balance of alignments wisely. Open allegiance mesh! Alright. Let's see. Cartesian agreement, view legislation topography, bilateral spline nudge. Let's see. Control views the legislation thingy. Alt, strafe subject left, and delete. Let's delete do. Delete doesn't seem to do anything. First, let's try Control Alt Delete. Game fucking over. What? Aha! Let's go back. Or is this a new window? Okay, it's a new window. Well, that happened. Okay, Conjure Candy Mecha from Pickle Inspector Conjure Candy Mecha. Oh. Ace-Dick Read business card. Looking for a tough brutes? This hard dick is your ace in the hole. 1-800-ACE-DICK. This sounds like exactly what you're looking for. Call the number. The line is busy. You wonder who we could be talking to. The whores say they will be right over. They take off in the whoremobile. Ace-Dick wakes up in the pentagram room. You're not totally sure, but you think this means that there are now 3 Ace-Dicks running around. Walk through pig room. You enter the room through a vanishing hog bus. There's a computer station along with a dot matrix printer and a punch card machine, which is on the floor for some reason. Monster Pickle Inspector is going berserk! He employs battle technique level 48 disconcerting ogle. Half your party is slain, leaving 3 remaining, including the one piloting the mecha. Pickle Inspector, charge and fire your laser! Okay, well, you don't have a laser, but you pump the beast full of hot sugar. It suffers moderate damage. In a fit of cowardice, the beast absconds. It looks like the little fella had brought you your carousel key. What a kind small man. Use the key. Something is happening to the mirror. There's something funny whirling in the sky. Oh, jeez. And now it's in her room. What? A stick busts through the door and smacks the beast with the romance novel, dealing a brutal affront. That is a 2x4. The beast is slain. You wonder where Nervous Broad went, but now there's a candy mech. Oh, she's there now. Reap spoils of battle. Victorious moment. Pickle Inspector gained a level. Imagination plus 580. Pokertude plus 1. Vim minus 103. Pickle Inspector excelled to a new rating. Piquant Aristocrat. Aristocrat, not Aristocat. That's a whole different thing. Accrued combat operandi abstracted thought. A stick gained a level. Imagination that. Pokertude minus 0. Vim plus 45. Increased stomach capacity. Level 26 stomach prowess. Combat operandi check yourself, Jonah. Excel to new rating Jowly Roughneck. Imagination. All these things happened. Inspect the ferruginous horn. You are transfixed by its rich rust-colored patina. It's probably worth a fortune. A stick activate the punch card machine. It dispenses a punch card. Insert the punch card into big computer. The aging machine noisily performs tens, if not hundreds, of mind-boggling computations per second. The dot matrix printer turns out a printout. Read it. Alchemical formula product. 5 alarm hot sauce. Ingredient breakdown. 1 polished horn. 1 burnished horn. 1 ferruginous horn. 1 chipotle pepper. Chipotle pepper, excuse me. Chainsaw your way out of the room, hysterical dame. You draw a line around the door with the lipstick. Alright. Pickle Inspector combat operandi abstracted thought. You fade from the imaginary reality, leaving your final duplicate behind. Pickle Inspector has awoken from his fort trance. He is now capable of functioning in reality while still maintaining a presence in the imaginary realm. Mobster Kingpin finishes his soul quest. He emerges from the experience inwardly enriched and full of wisdom. Go through the clown door. All quests have been completed. The curse has been nullified. The statues have been banished forever. Problem Sleuth. Too difficult. Go online and search for a walkthrough. And now we're at Chapter 9. This is complete bullshit. You have no idea what to do with this stupid mesh or how to solve this crisis. You resolve to find some help. Alright. Open one of the walkthroughs. Problem Sleuth. Okay. Let's see now. So, okay, this is the third MS Paint adventure called Problem Sleuth, and it's a lot longer than the other Wabuns, like Bar's Quest and Jailbreak, and it's also harder to solve with a lot of puzzles and more hard-boiled lugs and nervous dames to save than ever. So hang in there, and we'll go through the adventure together. It'll take a lot of imagination and some vim, and yes, just a little bit of pulchritude too. Version history. As with every other guide I've wrote, this guide is my own property. I've happily made this all for all to enjoy and to use, and all that I ask is that if you're planning on using this for your own site, then just ask me for permission, okay? I'm really easy to get along with and generally don't mind it so long as you ask for my permission first. Don't go thinking, oh, he'll never say okay, let's just rip the guide and post it anyway, because that's a flawed way of thinking. Just give it a shot sometime, you may be surprised. My email box is always open. Time to get started with the adventure at hand. Items. Okay, so all these things happen. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, it's saying how to get the things. Let's see. You're quite sure there was never been a key on your desk and never will be. Location on the desk. Steal from Borthrax, Fluthulu, Jelly Demongeist. Use with hand bullets. Scroll down a ways. Here is a complete walkthrough of this game from beginning to end. First room. Oh no, you're trapped. Search for diplomacy. Sleuth diplomacy. Okay, keep searching. Okay. Cheat code 1328. This is for that hard part with the 4 kingdoms that involves every trick of diplomacy you've learned on to this point. The kingdoms are not getting getting along, so Problem Sleuth has to negotiate a solution. See part 54.3 and walkthrough for this. Also, make sure you sharpen the tetrix of the Arbiter and have gained the ink of the Squid Pro Quo. It will really help. People complain that it's basically impossible, but personally I just like to use the allegiance mesh and get through it and not cheat. But if you don't have the time, you can use this code to get past it. That code. Print the cheat code. The dot mesh's printer prints out your code. Stick, go downstairs and check out the swimming pool. Swimming pool? It is a luxurious above-ground pool. It looks refreshing. It also appears to have a jacuzzi setting. Toss Ferruginous horn into pool. Not taking any chances, you toss the horn in before going for a dip. Something comes out of the manhole over there. What? Other Stick, go down to the street and grab the horn. You put the Ferruginous horn in your inventory. Stick, go back up, then go down to office for other horns. Sorry. You take the polished horn and the burnished horn from your office. Go to the hot sauce still. Hot sauce still? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's sort of a pain in the ass getting around this place. Make 5-alarm hot sauce. You deposit the polished horn, the burnished horn, and the Ferruginous horn into the still hatch. You retrieve the chipotle pepper from your hat and put that in as well. It will be a little while before it's ready. Hysterical Dame, go through the mirror to look for Nervous Broad. You turn the key and enter the portal. The small A-Stick follows you through. The Candy Mecha walks out the door for some reason. You are surprised to find yourself as Giant Hysterical Dame. It causes you to feel slightly more hysterical. Small A-Stick is now just a normal-sized A-Stick. A-Stick, activate the jacuzzi setting on the pool. The pool begins to bubble vigorously. Something appears in the sky above the manhole. Investigate the portal nervously. What? Retrieve arms from dollhouse. You've already got arms, shit for brains. Grab brass knuckles. You're quite sure there are no brass knuckles on your desk. That space has clearly been reserved for the Megaton key. Pickle Spectre, get the cheat code from the printer. You retrieve the cheat code. Go to the control room. There's a big mess in here. It looks like there was a fun puzzle that you really would have enjoyed solving, especially that Sudoku up there. Alas, to your eye, it has already been solved perfectly. It looks like your candy corn liquored up imaginary self is floating out there. You wonder what he wants. Imaginary PI, combat operandi, temporal replic simile. You split into two Pickle Inspectors. One of them disappears into the past, the other into the future. You appear in the past and enter the window to find A-Stick struggling to solve a difficult puzzle. You think you could probably take a crack at it. In particular, that Sudoku is tickling your puzzle bone. Solve the Sudoku. Absolute perfection. The rest of the puzzle should be a breeze. Okay. In a little while, you solve the rest of the puzzle, blowing yourself up in the process. The physical world can no longer sustain your imaginary body. This is getting kind of confusing. Godhead Pickle Spectre thinks you should just relax and have fun, and not worry about it too much. But if you need a refresher on what's actually going on with all these character duplicates and time-bending shenanigans, he offers the scoop. There's still only one Problem Sleuth who is off in some enchanted land sifting through a political crisis. There's one real Pickle Inspector, and there were 8 imaginary Pickle Inspectors, all but 2 of them were killed and one became God Pickle Inspector. The other one just split into 2, and one of those went back in time and died. The other one went into the future, possibly to reappear sometime later. This means there is now one real Pickle Inspector in the present, and one imaginary one in the future. There are 3 A-Sticks for the following reasons. Problem Sleuth, A-Stick, and Pickle Inspector have a lady counterpart, in accordance with deep-seated mythology that dictates that any man secretly wishes to have sex with a female version of himself. Read Alvin and the Chipmunks, Mickey and Minnie, etc. Hysterical Dame's Problem Sleuth's counterpart. Nervous Broad is Pickle Inspector's, while A-Stick is his own counterpart because he has very poor imagination. So that's one duplicate A-Stick, with the one with the wig/helmet. Also, a while ago, A-Stick used a game code to restore an earlier state in the game. That earlier version of A-Stick went through the storefront and out the music box and became small A-Stick. Meanwhile, the present A-Stick went about his business in the present. That makes 3 A-Sticks, the normal one, the small one with the skull, though now normal-sized, and the girl one who was not actually a girl. See? How hard was that? Okay, got it. Pickle Spectre, enter the code. Pickle Spectre in the present enters the cheat code. Reality bends around you. You feel as if you were about to skip a lot of really difficult and boring parts of the game. Successful political negotiation! Problem Sleuth has penned an accord among the 4 kingdoms. Parades choke rural hamlets, statues erect. Peace prevails. View terms of treaty with Adobe Treaty Viewer. Okay. View articles 248 to 263. View 214 to 226. I wonder if I should actually be reading these. I'm not going to, though. Okay, looks good. Present to His Highness. His Majesty approves. The treaty is ratified by royal decree. All is well. Reap spoils of your diplomatic triumph. Victorious moment. Imagination plus 38. Pulchritude 1070. Vim 10. Problem Sleuth has excelled to a new rating. Gutsy customer. Accrued battle technique level 10. Sleuth diplomacy. Battle technique fair shake. More Pulchritude. Groom to the haberdasher's daughter. Brass tacks. Sepulchritude. Sepulchritude! The king dropped artifacts. These. A stick takes skull to the skull slot. You drop for the skulls. You head for the skull slots, but along the way to save time, you just drop it through the skylight for Problem Sleuth to pick up. Problem Sleuth eyes his own skull with unease. You wonder why the skull seems so much smaller than your own head, but you're not about to get hung up on that detail. Add the skulls to the inventory. You pick up the skull along with the other stuff lying around, including the Tommy gun and the skylight, because hey, you might as well. You load the Tommy gun to capacity using the munitions bag. You plug the skylight into the battery pack. Mobster Kingpin, you make a crude pass at Nervous Broad. You subject the skittish Prohibition-era flapper to your vulgar overtures, making a number of unseemly references to her swell set of glad rags and a swanky pair of gams. You suggest in no uncertain terms she is the berries and the bee's knees all in one. Your advances go over like the lead balloon. Enraged by the chilly reception, you give the gal a good shiner and remind her that there's still plenty of room on Whore Island. Hysterical Dame is not pleased by Mobster Kingpin's treatment of her housemate. The brass knuckles are so heavy the desk breaks in half under the extreme weight. Little AD, run into Mobster Kingpin's dollhouse. You've jerked around with the pool note long enough, it's time for action! You grab your romance novel and your box of chocolates and gear the fuck up for some hardcore fisticuffs. Pickle Inspector, go through Clown Bust door. You go through the door that was once guarded by the clown bust. It's a strange back room. There's an open safe. Violent noises are coming from that room. Check it out. Horse feathers! These bear cats have claws! Mobster Kingpin takes no damage and remains impervious to all physical attacks. Perhaps we'll take the skulls to the slot. All three skulls are in the appropriate slots. The double doors are unlocked. Open what appears to be a cruise ship portholes. It's hard to see through the portholes. They do not appear to be receiving any power. Mobster Kingpin wields the brass knuckles. The Megaton key is too heavy to lift at your current Vim level. Battle technique, run in numbers. You roll the dice. As luck would have it, your Vim gauge maxes out. Aggress. The Hysterical Dame is down for the count. Is it going to do it again, or are we only going to see it once? Candy Mecha, aggress. The small mecha releases a confectionery barrage. Mobster Kingpin takes the tasty brunt of it in his pie hole. Mobster Kingpin's blood sugar elevates slightly, making him briefly susceptible to physical attacks. Nervous Broad deals a blow for minor damage. Enraged, Mobster Kingpin picks up the dollhouse and gets rid of it. The door is blocked from the other side, so he has no choice but to throw it through the window. With quick thinking, the Candy Mecha jumps into the pool first. The mecha lands hard on the street, causing major damage to surrounding buildings. The office window is knocked loose to the street below. The skylight window appears to also have been loosened from the concrete. The dollhouse tumbles through the sky. It lands on the Candy Mecha. Ace Dick joined battle through pool portal. You're here for two things, the fucking ruin someone's shit and to play a friendly game of make-believe. And you're all out of imagination. Problems would go through the double doors. The door's locked behind you permanently. A mob of surly thugs is there to welcome you. Throw dead thugs through doors for a dramatic entrance. Man, you wish you thought of that before you went in. That would have been so badass. Swap hats with one of the thugs and sneak by unnoticed. Pluck Requilary or whatever. You are predictably detected almost immediately and are socked right in the kisser by a very much non-undetected way. You suffer a loss of 1 vitality carat from your Pluck Reliquary. You ask for your hat back. Combat operandi. Sepulchritude! You prepare to unleash your most devastating attack, the thugs cower in mortification. But you decide not to bring that noise just yet. You just go with sleuth diplomacy instead. Level 2 sleuth diplomacy. The defeated early thugs drop 14,250 spondylux? You pick up the loot and progress up to the next level. They pick up the windows and go up. You grab the office window in the skylight and head up to your office window. You leave behind Problem Sleuth's office window because it's just too damn heavy and cumbersome. You go to the skull slot room, the doors unfortunately are locked. It will probably take about double your own considerable strength to bust through them. Feed Mobster Kingpin some chocolates. Oh. You lob a hand grenade into MK's mouth. His blood sugar level rises again. Now was the ideal time to attack! Quick, PI, fire! The Pickle Inspector seizes the opportunity and draws his key. He takes careful aim, but suddenly becomes distracted by that enchanting lady over there. Her beauty is like nothing he's ever seen. He accidentally shoots A-Stick. Auto parry! A-Stick completes a successful auto parry. He takes the bullet directly in the gut. It is an incredibly painful and debilitating wound. A-Stick smack MK with 2x4. You fan MK with juicy pages from your romance novel, dealing moderate damage. The florid tales fill MK's bosom with rhapsodic passions. His emotions level rises. The rising meter drains his imagination, pulchritude, and vim gauges. Problem Sleuth reaches level 2. You are confronted with a nasty pincer formation of thugs and 2 frightening beasts. It appears the supply of malefactors is being persistently replenished from a realm bridged through a sliding glass door. Okay, it's not chapter 10 yet. The thugs take you to task with an array of bully truncheons and roustabout clubs. You lose a few more vitality carrots. Agitation in the confrontation of your plucked reliquary unsettles mysterious forces of communion from afar. Hysterical Dame's empathy magpie begins to flap harder. She regains consciousness with an extra spring in her step. She is a few notches closer to maxing out her charm break meter. Wonder what that means. Battle technique, hit the mattresses. Your pulchritude stat surges. You'll need it to rally your boys. This is all-out war. MK, combat operandi, send in the clowns! A-Stick absorbs the brunt of an outrageous honking floppy shoot assault. Several gumption wafers are depleted in your grit ciborium. The other A-Stick's rapport peacocks begin to squawk in a more shrill manner. PI, get the hell out of Dodge. It's a little overwhelming in there, and all the commotion was starting to make you feel a bit disconcerted. There's a switch over there on the wall. You give it an Askins ogle. A-Stick point machine gun through the skylight. Problem Sleuth battle technique fair shake. You give equal consideration to both sides of the argument. The thugs drop 16,500 spondylux, and the beast drops 2 cured fiend muttons. You pick up the spondylux and eat the muttons to restore your carrots. More thugs approach the sliding glass door. You simply close the door and lock it. The thugs cannot get in. Oh, they look so sad. Next time, be sure to throw some corpses in ahead of you. You chuck some thug horses into level 3 before making your entrance. Man, that was so cold-blooded. The beast, thugs, and hired muscle are probably thinking twice before fucking with you now. Against the wall is an elegant pair of French doors. A-Stick joined the other A-Stick at the double doors. Looks like the still's percolating nicely. You go upstairs to join your double ally. Problem Sleuth, hire the hired muscle onto your side. You levy his asking fee, 15,000 spondylux. He agrees. His brawn is at your disposal. The thugs regrettably discover what it's like being on the wrong side of some good hard muscle. Your combined vim is sufficient for the task of busting through the doors. Headbutt and impale Mobster Kingpin. He is impervious to attacks again. Gotta raise that blood sugar some more. Chuck another grenade already. Auto parry! Mobster Kingpin successfully auto parries. The chocolate ricochets off his massive head. It flies towards a ship porthole. PI oggle switch until it implodes with distraughtness. That idea is so silly, even you can't take it very seriously. You just flip the switch instead. Something seems to have happened. Next. What? The grenade breaks through the port side red porthole. Okay. Something is happening. What? The chocolate finally emerges through the starboard side red porthole. The Mobster Kingpin receives the well-traveled chocolate and his aghast yap. Now headbutt it, impale! Now that his blood sugar has been compromised, you deal a fearsome blow with the business end of your wig. MK takes minor damage. AD is down for the count. The A-Sticks arrive just a little too late for the rowdy, rough-and-tumble action they craved. The Hired Muscle seems to have everything well in hand. He appears to have made use of the French doors for slicing beasts in half. He is collecting all the spoils as he operates, snatching up the prized spondylix and muttons as they appear. Problem Sleuth seems irked by this conduct, as it was not part of the implied operating agreement in his view. The Muscle's diplomatic skills could obviously use some polish. Above the A-Sticks, the rapport peacocks become even more vociferous. Yeah, they're screaming. Candy Mecha walk through the portal. The capricious machine enters the portal with the dollhouse on its back. Okay, so it looks like there's just an infinite amount of the mecha appearing because the mecha walked into the dollhouse with the dollhouse with the mecha with the dollhouse with the mecha, and it's just going onwards. The infinite number of geometrically scaled down candy mechas dump the infinite number of dollhouses on the floor. Candy mechas leave. Fractal prospectus. Let's see. Very good. Remember, think small. Small like me, a bee. Avoid one-to-one duplications, which will lead to unwelcome 100% matter accretions and will keep you hiving a honey of a time. I don't want to see pro tips. Etc. The fractal prospectus opens automatically to warn you that a fractaline matter/energy accretion has occurred. You appear to be well within the limits of safety at a 4.1% accretion rate. The infinite summation honeybee professor seems pleased and offers a sage pro tip on responsible fractal management. Okay. Pickle Inspector, flee up the spiral staircase and ogle whatever awaits you. Oh hell, it's another still or bust. You would have to be incredibly strong to move it out of the way. Problem Sleuth diplomatically asks Muscle to become permanent teammate. Despite his blunt tactics, you think the Muscle could have long-term value to the team. He issues a volley of curmudgeonly epithets. His character does not appear to have any depth or lasting appeal. A-Sticks mount motorcycles. Fuck yes, this is one rude hog squad. Foes quake at the rumbling of your steel horses. This time throw chunks of beast meat ahead of you. You advance to the next level. The beast chunks were sort of heavy, so you could only throw one ahead of you. You think it was still pretty cold-blooded and intimidating, though. Standing in your path is Argus of the Undead, Morthal Dryax, and his Bone Guard mount. He is flanked by two hired muscles. Against the walls, a beautiful and piously decorated stained glass window. Dual motorcycle attack! The cycles take out the muscles. The defeated muscle drop 2 savory brute steaks and 31,000 spondylix. Candy mechas don't show pro tips. Very well. Be that way, asshole. What just happened? Oh, the higher muscle is going for the spondylix and the brute steaks. Morthal molests his brainstem with a doldrum flagellum. The higher muscle is now undead. His alignment is now indeterminate. Problem Sleuth battle technique brass tacks. You levy the fee of 3,000 spondylix and summon a trifecta of mystical warriors. The great masters of brass, Buttermilk Stubbs, Ramblin' Jackson, and Molasses Fats. They're all blind as a bat and full of piss and vinegar. The trio gets down to business. The horn-based onslaught establishes moderate damage to the foes. The frightened zombie muscle flees upstairs. Morthal battle technique Gnostic Taint. Morthal Dryax shoots a lot of little skulls out of his skull. The Jazz Trifecta is afflicted with an undead curse and banished from the physical plane. Bone Guard mount, aggress. The mount Savage Hooves flick at Problem Sleuth's unlucky mug. He endures a significant carrot loss. Hysterical Dame's charm break meter is close to maxing out. She experiences a surge in attack power. Aggress! You scribble on the back of MK's head with the chainsaw. Problem Sleuth level 5 sleuth diplomacy impromptu caucus. Your allies weigh in on the matter. Morthal is one hardy son of a bitch. It's going to take a hell of an attack to take him down. Pickle Inspector has wandered back to the control room. There is a new window there which has captured his discerning ogle. Time to bring out the noise. Sepulchritude! No, not yet. A-stick combat operandi, belly of the whale. Hurricane force winds drag debris indiscriminately into your mighty marine beast-like orifice. Nothing can withstand the suck of your awesome gut. MK battle technique extortion. MK turns the table on you and horns in on your racket. He nullifies belly of the whale and sends that business right back at you. A-stick is pulled into Mobster Kingpin's generous tummy. In an act of desperation, he yanks the pins on his final 2 chocolates. The grenades detonate. All of your wafers have been depleted. A-stick is slain. Death has been waiting for you. He has poured you some tea. The Rapport Peacocks are flipping out! The Ostentation Drive is at capacity. One of your most brutal attacks is available for a brief window of time. Ostentation Drive, double truffle shuffle trouble. Double. Shuffle. Trouble. Okay, double. Truffle. Shuffle. Trouble. A tubby customer himself, Morthal is in all of your synchronized jiggling bravado. Morthal Dryax has been slain handily. Ace's sugary martyrdom in MK's death has spiked his blood sugar to a near critical level. It is an ideal time for dealing major damage. PI drop window through other window. Don't show pro tips. The recently muted infinite summation honeybee professor does not appear pleased with where this is going. A-stick throw teacup at death. You are so pissed at death you throw your tea in disgust, but you catch a whiff of it and it smells way too good to throw what is dear Darjeelingly, God, it's delicious. You throw the saucer instead. P.I., put Honeybee Professor through the window first. He seems to be cursing. The professor is irate with your harebrained lack of discretion. You still can't hear his warnings, though. Startled, you drop the window into itself, knocking the bee out. Let's see now. The window appears to be stuck in itself, knotted into a strange multi-dimensional wreath. The accretion rate is at a dangerous level, but the degree of fractaline matter replication is in check due to the self-knotting structure. If any pressure was applied to the windows, it would likely force a critical reaction. This is to be avoided. Exhaling in relief, you accidentally hit a button on the control panel. Oh no. Oh no. The bee is not pleased. It shut down the power and caused a black hole explosion. Oh god. Fluthulu has been released from his black realm. All of Pickle Spectre's spark ash has been depleted from his metal saver. He is slain. Or Samovar. Nervous Brawl's affinity crawls flapping frantically. Her murder flux is fully charged. Okay. Now we're at Chapter 11 because apparently Chapter 10 just didn't even get rated. So, this is a good stopping point. Let me click the save button. And in the next episode, apparently Death will use combat operandi 2 lumps. So, this has been Adachi Sasuke. This was episode something of Let's Read Problem Sleuth. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be groovy. If you didn't, you don't need to do either one of those things. So, thanks for watching. I will see y'all in the next one. Later.